Hello, Computer Studies 10. We're going to be combining some Pokemon today. And the goal of this will be not only to make hybrid Pokemon, but also to learn about some really powerful and useful tools. We know a little bit about the story, about combining images together, but there's so many interesting tools that we can use. So we're going to be, taking a look at things like blend modes today so that we can color our characters. We can add change one of our characters to be orange or blue, and we'll make a little Squirtle Charizard mix, and then you're gonna try and do it as well. First thing to start with, it helps that the Pokemon that I'm merging together here are going to be first of all the same art style, and second of all, relatively separate from a background color. There's just a white background. There's no, TV show images or, no card background or anything. It'll be very easy to cut out. So it's a good place to start. And in fact, I'm just going to get rid of the whole background. I'm going to use the Magic Wand tool. I don't know if you've seen it, but just over here by the selection tools, you can click on Magic Wand. And then when you click on a region, it sort of selects all the contiguous regions of the same color. So it selects all the white pixels. I can just delete those, and then I'm left with a lovely, transparent background. So we'll go from here now to, let's move our Squirtle over to his own little place in the world. So I don't know. I guess lasso works. I would use the rectangle, but I'd get a bit of the tail. I'm just gonna try and freehand it. You don't have to be too specific, because we're just gonna move it over to a new layer anyways. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy. I'm just gonna go Command or Control C for that, and I'll make a new window. Let's make it a bit wider. Let's make it 300 wide. I'll just click Create, and it's got a nice space for me. Don't really want a background right now. Let's get rid of it. Oh, must have at least one there. Sure. Okay, I'll paste it in first, and then I'll delete that layer. So it's just transparent in the background. Okay, good start. Now, one thing I noticed is Squirtle's facing this way, but the tail is coming out the wrong side. So I think I'll just flip my Squirtle. So what I'll do is I'll go to, image, transform, and flip horizontal. There we go. And I think I'm just going to move him over a bit to give a bit more room for the tail. I just use the arrow keys, by the way. When you have the move tool selected, you can just use the arrow keys to move him around. Okay, so now let's go get the tail. Woo! Pretty straightforward. We're just going to select that tail, and we'll bring it over. It's using the Magic Wand. Now, I don't have to get it exactly on the edge, because it'll probably be a little covered up by Squirtle's body. Here we go. All right, so just Control C. Go to my new image and Control V. Oh! That wasn't a tail. Let's go back. Pardon me. Control C to copy. I don't know what happened there. Control V to paste. Wow. What's happening? What's happening? You be trolling me. Copy, brah. Just copy it. Over here. Paste. No. I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know. Well, whatever. We'll click and drag it. Oh, maybe my layer wasn't selected? Could be. So let's try that. Copy. Paste. Yeah. Okay, so tip for you, make sure your layer is selected before doing some copying and pasting. Pretty much all these mysteries that ever happen, and you might run into some too, usually they have a logical solution, but it's not always easy. Okay, so I'm going to stick over the tail here. We got this unfortunate problem of Squirtle's tail being there. It's easy. We can solve that. You know how to solve that. That's just the eraser. We'll grab some eraser. And you want to use a hard eraser. Like, see how like the edge is very strong? Like, you want that to not be like a fluffy kind of, remnant. And you might have to zoom in. Like, a lot of people hesitate to zoom in. They're like trying to like erase from far away. That's just not gonna give you quality results. You can get real fine grained in here, and it makes the job look nicer, and it's actually easier. Some people are like, "Oh, it's so much work." It's like, no, it's actually less work. But I guess I do get a little, obsessed with getting it all perfect. So I'm gonna back off before I worry about it too much. Yeah, so yeah, this view is like, yeah, maybe I should have left that actually in there. If you decide to go back, you can scroll back a few steps. Like, I can see that coming back. I don't know how far you can go back. Pretty far. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it alone. Let's go right there. Okay, so let's bring back our tail. I'm just clicking on the eyeball, by the way, to make the tails kind of show up. And what I like to do now is just move Squirtle on top. And there's a tail. It's in the background. Isn't that cute? I see a little bit of white pixel left over. Just gonna chop those off with the eraser. Oof. There we go. So nice. So nice. Okay. All right. So this is like okay, right? It's you can see the joke. He's got the tail. Nicely lines up with whatever part of the body that is there for Squirtle. It looks like the tail's going over to the other end. But what would really sell this is making some sort of color change to the Squirtle. Make it orange, or I suppose you could make the tail blue. So you might be tempted to go, oof, let's image adjustment that and see what we can do with it. But in this case, I think it'd be a lot more fun to do the color change. So what I'd like to do is use a new layer. So a new layer, you're not going to see it too well because it's under my face. It's like down here. I don't know if you can see, but underneath my face here. Maybe I can move my window? No, can't really. I don't know. Anyways, there's a new, it's right beside the garbage can in that area down where my face is. Best tutorial ever. Or I think, yeah, so you can go new layer. Let's see, can I do it over here? Yeah, you can also just go to layer menu and new layer. That would also work just fine. Okay, so great. So we got a new layer. You can see it's created and it's just empty. And I'm going to paint some orange. I'm going to start with maybe painting it on the arm. We'll just test it. Kind of like we're doing like a little makeup test. We got a little test just on one part of the body here. So I'm going to get the brush tool. Check out the brush tool. I'm just going to use brush. It's just for painting color. And I'm going to select the color. I've already done this. But it probably won't show up as the color, that you actually want. So you can just click on the picture. I'm going to click on the tail. And I'll get, it's slightly different actually. I'll get some orange. Some Charmander orange. And I'm going to paint, and you're going to be like, this is the ugliest thing ever, Mr. Pelche. What are you teaching us? Look at this. You're going to be like, no, stop it. Please, you're hurting Squirtle. I'm going to just make the brush a little smaller so I can get in the details there. That's a really small one. Yeah, you're going to be like, no, stop it. You're wrecking it. You're just covering him up. And it's true. But the important thing here is we're going to use a blend mode in a moment. So the pixels are going to blend through from this layer to the layer below. So I'm just going to do a decent job. I'm not going to take forever. As tempted as I am, but that doesn't make for great YouTube watching. Or maybe it does, actually. I know artists live stream their work, but they're usually good. So I might be in trouble here. Okay, good enough. Woo! Okay, so you'd be like, wow, Mr. P, you nailed it. His hand's gone. Sorry. All right, so check it out, though. Now, over here by the opacity, remember good old opacity from the other day? We have blend modes, and there's so many blend modes that, we don't have to get into right now. And you could try some of them and they'll be like, nuh-uh. Like, multiply is like, well, I see the hand again, but that didn't work. It's like kind of army green. And you could try different ones. It's like, well, nope. But for our purposes, almost for sure, at the bottom is color. And if you choose color, watch what happens. Boom! It looks so good. It looks just exactly what we wanted. It's almost like the color kind of seeped in and replaced what was there, but things like the darkness and lightness of these different patches still held up really nicely. They still sort of transferred over. And you can just keep on coloring. Like once you've set the layer, this entire layer to color blend mode, then you just keep coloring. So I can just be like color, 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 and it just replaces it. And it's very soothing and nice to color this way. I don't know. I think so. You might find it annoying as heck, but I think a large number of you will enjoy doing a little coloring, and just kind of learning about blend modes because it's a really powerful, useful part of this software. Let's see. I'm gonna just up that brush size so it won't take forever. You know what would actually help a lot? Would be doing some selections. Like I'm always worried about like, oops, I colored over the eye. Oops, I went over. So let's do a little bit more action here. Let's go to the Squirtle layer and use Magic Wand to select all the parts outside of Squirtle. Did it work? I think so. And then I'm gonna do Control Shift I or Command Shift I. I for inverse. I don't know. Yeah, I think it worked. So now basically what I've done is just selected the Squirtle. So I clicked outside with Magic Wand and then Control or Command Shift I to inverse the selection. And whoa, what have I done? Now, when I go back to brush, you can see a fun thing. Now, if I go out, oh no, I lied. Pretty sure we can do this. Let's do this. Basically, I just want to select the arm or the head so I can color within without having to worry about going outside of the lines. So let me try again. So Magic Wand. Okay, and then Control Shift I, and then I should be able to paint. No, it didn't work. What if I do Control Shift I? Oh, it's like it's not selecting what I'm expecting it to select. Well, that worked okay. I don't know. I feel like there's a way, but it's if you can see my clock is almost 1 in the morning, so maybe I'll just let it go. It's definitely a doable thing. I was doing it earlier. It definitely sped up my time. It made it a little less fun, but you can. I'm not sure why it's not working for me now, but you can sort of get your area selected and just color inside of that. Just to do a real quick basic demonstration, I'll just draw a I'm not sure. Maybe there's already a selection. I don't know. I'll just draw a selection on the screen just so you can see what happens. And then I draw inside and notice how it won't escape that selection. So if you can get your character selected in some way, then you can avoid the problems you're having with coloring within the lines. You can also just color carefully, I suppose. Whatever happened before there, I don't know, but it's all good. Anyways, I'm just going to carry on because it's 1 in the morning and I'm finding coloring very fun. You can get the idea here. I think to take away from this lesson, what you should do is you should try combining some more things. It could be Pokemon. I think is a really straightforward technique from to apply this technique with. Think of a couple other Pokemons that would be fun to combine together that have different colors. And I think that would be great. But it doesn't have to be necessarily Pokemon. You could take a couple of Transformers. You could take a couple of cars. Some kind of vehicles that are different colors. Whatever you think would be fun to combine. And use this technique where you're using sort of a layer and you're blending. Don't be shy to zoom in I'm finding, and also like change the size of your brush regularly. I think that would be a good call. Oh yeah, look at this. This is so good. It's just like a kind of satisfaction you get when you do this. I don't know. I just find it so soothing. Maybe you do too. In which case, I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, there we go. I'm not no Bob Ross, but I do hope you're having fun. I'll doing this as well. Okay, yeah, we're getting there, right? Anyways, I'll probably stop here. You get the idea. Like this is working. This character is starting to look like it was the original intended creature now. It's like it doesn't look super fake, as it did before. It's a pretty cool way to do it. So yeah, you try it. Either merge some Pokemons together, or merge some cars together, whatever you think would be appropriate. And then, last but not least, don't forget to hand it in so I can see how people are doing. I'm gonna finish the rest of it just because I think it would be fun. I'm gonna do it before I go to bed, and I invite you to share your work. I'll make a team's assignment for you to hand in. It's for completion only, so just do your best. Don't feel like you're being judged. Just practice the skills, okay? Have a good time with it. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.